Good morning still. Yes, still morning. It's October the 18th. That's what it is. And I am going to walk along the creek because I normally do that on Monday. And I wasn't here on Monday because I was flying back from Ottawa. So we will do the creek walk today. When I come back, you'll see we've got our signs up here for street sweeping to pick up the leaves. Can't have our cars out front as of 4 a.m. tomorrow. On the way back, I'm going to go buy a loaf of bread. So I'm going to walk down 13th, I think, after I get done with the creek. Yeah, I don't know why somebody is standing in the middle of the street talking. Piles of leaves everywhere. That's why they'll be sweeping the streets. As you can see, they're not entirely off the trees yet. So still some autumn color, but it's getting more and more towards winter. And as I said yesterday, the long-range forecast would seem to indicate snow by the end of next week, which could mean a white Halloween. I would have gone if I were him. Wouldn't have waited for me. So what I've been doing this morning, I've been working on the layout for the Shapers of Worlds Volume 4 anthology. I still have writing to do, but I got to get some other things out of the way, and then it's just a never-ending struggle, actually. It's always something else that needs doing urgently. Anyway, this would have been easy except for the illustrations. So it's taken a lot of tweaking, working in Adobe on the PDF directly, which is also a pain. I probably should have done the whole thing in InDesign this time, but oh well, I'll make it work. It's going to be a great book. It's came in at 434 pages, so it's a substantial chunk of book. Might have to adjust the price. I'll have to see how it prices out when I get my quote from the printer. I think we're going to be chasing this person with the dog on the dike, although I think she may be moving faster than me. She might not be headed to the dike, but I suspect she is. But I don't think I'm going to catch her at the pace at which she's pacing. Anyway, I should finish that layout today, then I can get started on getting an ARC, which is an advanced reading copy, printed to send out for marketing purposes. She's standing there. There she goes. Here, geese. Actually, I think maybe some other bird. Here's the creek, looking autumnal, as one would expect. Still haven't started building anything here. The sign certainly makes it look ugly. Somebody says a barn. Kind of my feeling. I wouldn't have written on the sign, so it wasn't me, but I can see where the impulse came from. Looks like it's going to be ugly. All very Halloween-y as we get closer and closer. Of course, I'll be out on Halloween night with the trick-or-treaters, as I have been the last couple of times. Gardens are all going away. It's kind of an unusual time for me to be walking, I guess, if I'm not walking downtown. An unusual time to walk along the creek for me, anyway. Tempted to just keep working, but I really do need to do these walks for multiple reasons. One of which is just sitting all day is really bad for you, and that's what I tend to do. So I should get a standing desk probably, or find a place where I could stand. Footbridge, of course, is where we're headed, I think. Unless I went down this side today. Oh, way to go, dog. There's that big house that they were working on. Let me think. You know, maybe I'll go this way today. Just to vary things. That way I'm not chasing the dog and his owner all the way down the other side. Hello. You know, the icons don't show up here, so what I get is the text. Hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving. Hello. Good morning, Alice. I don't know what it is right now. It's going to 14. It was 9 when I got up, so it's somewhere between 9 and 14. Pleasant walking weather. Soon this bowl here will be full of snow and there'll be kids tobogganing in it. Creek, very brown. Oh, I see a text just came in that my leather jackets are ready to pick up. Both of them had tears in them I was trying to get fixed. So that's good. Can't go, well, probably can't go today, but I'll go tomorrow. I have other errands to run in the car tomorrow too, so that all works out. It's not a neighborhood I'd walk in, but I'll probably walk on the other errand, which is down in the south end, pick up kitty litter. I like to walk down there. Yeah, it's a nice walk on both sides of the creek here. The other side is more like a finished bike path. This is just a dirt path, gravel path. But you can see the creek more from this side because the trees aren't grown up. So I kind of vary. I go from one side to the other. And then when I get over the bridge, I'll walk down this side of the creek instead of going down the path and over the bridge. Couple of ways to do that too, so I'll have to decide when I get there. Soon enough, this will all be frozen and covered in white. You're welcome. Wascana Creek here, of course, is what makes Wascana Lake. It's dammed up under Albert Street, under the Albert Street Bridge, and that's what makes the lake. So we're walking in the direction of flow. Oh, the sun's coming out. Didn't expect that. Looked very, very gray this morning when I got up. Still mostly cloudy, but thanks for getting a patch of sun here. Of course, there's park along the creek largely because it's a floodplain. That's why this is a dike. Because otherwise, the Wascana here has flooded and flooded well up into these neighborhoods in the past. So then they built this dike. I think in the 70s was the last time that happened. If it came over the top of the dike, that'd be a major, major, major flood, which is highly unlikely. Oh, there's some geese, I think, up there. We go around the bridge. You too. Elphinstone Bridge over there. I think I'll cross the bridge and walk right down on the path by the creek. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'll not cross the bridge, but cross the road that the bridge goes over, or the bridge carries over the creek. Elphinstone Street. Streets run north-south, avenues run east-west. That's assuming I can safely jaywalk here, because the crosswalk's down to my left. But it's not horribly busy. Usually you can get across if you're careful. I think I can go right now. Yep, it's clear. So looking up Elphinstone, looking down Elphinstone. And we'll take the road less traveled by and see if that makes all the difference. I am fine, Jolly. How are you? It's easy to read the screen today because it's not sunny. More bikes come along here than anything else. It's a definite rut. But here we are, right by the creek, on the other side from where I usually walk along it. Much less even, however, footing-wise. It's the old Balkwell Civic Arts Center over there. take art classes there, which I would enjoy. I'd really enjoy. I love doing art, but I've never taken a class. I'm always too busy doing other things. Maybe that's what I'll do when I retire. Except I don't get to retire because I'm a freelancer. I work till I die. Hopefully another 40, 50 years. I'm still working at 114. I don't mean there's been some real breakthroughs in longevity. Here's the other footbridge, which I normally would cross, but again, doing something a little different here. There's the bridge, second bridge. I think we'll cross it, but I'll stick to this path. It cuts off some distance, but I'm going to add that on by going further on the other side of the Pasco Street Bridge, so it all works out. There's a good view of the bridge, quite scenic almost. Up and over, and on down the next bit of path. Which is more gravel than that one, a bit more of an official path here, at least for part of it. Oh, something's swimming out there. They're leaving wakes. Probably geese. Could be ducks. They're big enough to be geese. I also have cormorants, but duck. Definitely a duck. Presumably so is the other one. And speaking of duck, that's what I got to do right here under this tree. More creek. So if you follow the path, it curves around over there purely for aesthetic reasons, not for practicality. Something just landed there. Another duck, I think. Under that yellow bush. Definitely a duck. Quacked at me. Didn't know I talked duck, did you? A little bit of goose, duck. That's about it, bird-wise. I can almost whistle the meadowlark tune, but not very well. And then chirps. I can't really do a chirp. My voice is too deep. Chirp. Scary bird. Chirp. Well, pigeon, of course. Everybody speaks pigeon. Dove is similar, just a different dialect. There's a lot of yelling going on over there. It must be at that construction site. Quite a big house they've built there. Replacing one that was nothing too interesting, so no great loss. Except, of course, every house that's torn down has people's memories tied up in it, but it could be long gone. Certainly all my childhood memories, places that I have them from, is gone or altered beyond recognition, pretty much. Oh, here's where we can go right down to the water's edge. And in the winter, you can walk out on the creek at this point once it's well frozen. There's the bridge. That tree's actually dipping its branches in the water. More dogs. The song running through my head is When I'm 64 by the Beatles. That's my solo for the Lyric Singers concert coming up December 1st and 2nd, and we're rehearsing it tonight. So I've been thinking about it, now it's stuck in my head. When I get older, losing my hair. It's funny because, of course, I am 64 and not losing my hair. I would have lost it by now if it was going to happen in any major way, so based on family history. Somehow I dodged that genetic bullet. Many years from now, will you still be sending me a valentine? Here we are under the Pasqua Street Bridge. Birthday greeting, bottle of wine. Nice resonance. If I'd been out 2:45, would you lock the door? I better stop or I'll get a copyright hit. Could happen. Okay, let me think. Which way should I go? I'll go around. We'll go far enough up here to see the weir, see if there's any water flowing over the weir. And then we'll go that way to get to 13th and walk down it towards the cathedral and the 13th Avenue Safeway, where I'm going to buy a loaf of bread and maybe some more cream for my coffee. That's where I will stop this live stream once I get there, but that's still 20 or 30 minutes away. I don't think any water much is moving over the weir here. Sounds quiet. Let's go take a look. Since a path has been cut down here, might as well. That's the Louvain Bridge over there. Yeah, the weir is quite non-active today. It's designed to control the water levels, and just not that much water in the system at the moment, it looks like. Now, where does this path go? Does it just peter out? Probably. We'll go back up this way and head over to the apartment buildings, as I said I would. By the City-owned ballpark here. Watching out for gopher holes. I've almost broken my ankle in them once or twice. Almost as in, I could have stepped in them if I didn't catch it at the last minute. Just the cars go by on the Louvain. The airport is right over there. This is basically the edge of town. There's a golf course on the other side. A little bit of industrial stuff. Plus the Sandra Schmirler curling rink, which is that roof just above the roadway there. So I have walked out on that side, of course, but not today. And just decide which way to go up here. I want to get to 13th, so I'll probably walk along this side and carry on the other side. If I walk on 13th, I might walk on 14th instead. 13th is noisier. That old school over there is where Saskatchewan Express hangs out now. Performing Arts School and Company. Now renting, if you're looking, here's the number. Call now. Operators are standing by. I have no idea what the apartments are like. They seem well kept on the outside. That's all I know. I've never been in one. Random picnic table up here at the end of the sidewalk. We're headed that way to 13th Avenue eventually. But as I said, I might actually go down 14th instead. I think I will, just to avoid all the traffic on 13th. I mean, it's not a ton of traffic, but it's noisier than 14th will be. Here's where you get your mail if you live along here. No house delivery. A bit of a garden out front. Still has a few tomatoes doing their best to ripen, but probably struggling at this point. Oof, oof, oof. Some dog heard me talking. They don't like that. We'll go around the corner up here. 14th also has a bike path along it, which leads you to this park, which takes you to the corner where you can cross over Louvain and carry on a bike path on 13th a bit further. You might as well walk on the bike path side to, well, I guess it switches on the other side, doesn't it? Oh, well. Okay, we basically turned the corner and are now headed homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Great, now I gotta, start to say Gilbert and Sullivan, but it's not. Simon and Garfunkel song in my head, but at least that's different from a Yep, they waited for me. Vehicle share, center lane, yield to bikes. What could possibly go wrong? Back alleys are always Wolf Perot territory. He's a local artist and specializes in back alleys. I saw him at a wedding I sang at not that long ago, and I was quite surprised to find out that he didn't know I sang. So it just goes to show that your fame is not what you think it is sometimes. Been singing in Regina and various things for 30 years. He didn't know I sang, which I would say indicates he doesn't go to a lot of theater or choral concerts. We own a couple of his pieces. 2, maybe 3. His daughter owns a gallery that I walk by quite often on Albert Street, not far from our house. One of those annoying little scooter things. So 13th is a block up that way. And we will eventually get there, but for now we'll stay here. Working up more of a sweat than I thought I would, especially with the little bit of sun that's hitting me now. I am on the shady side of the street. But the trees don't have any leaves anymore, so not a lot of shade to be had. Just from houses and fences like this one, but the sun is actually above the fence. Closer to winter it may not be. Oh, they're building something on this corner. Something new. Can't remember what was there now that it's gone, of course. That's the way it always is. Guess it was really memorable. They've still got their nice orange bush, at least. Wonder how big it's going to be. Probably a lot bigger than whatever it replaced. Mostly little houses around here. Big windows in the basement, so must be planning a finished basement. Very bright yellow garage over there. Cheery. Insofar as a garage can be cheery. With fighting roosters over the doors. I guess the yellow goes with their house, which is not quite as bright a yellow, but is yellow. Seems tidy. This one has a nice xeriscaped bit along here. Tempted to do that in our front yard, but probably never will. We have to do something with it. The grass is basically just patchy and unpleasant and won't ever recover because of the amount of shade. Probably needs new sod with a shade-resistant species. That's a ways down the road because there's always more things you can spend money on in a house. If it was me, there'd be no money spent because I don't have any money to speak of. Not unless Shadowpaw Press takes off this year in a way that I certainly hope it does, with the new distribution and sales force and some exciting new books coming out in 2024. I hope I might actually make some money, but I'm not betting on it. If I don't, this will probably be the last year of operation for Shadowpaw Press, to be honest. I can't just keep losing money. Don't have much to lose. So please go to shadowpawpress.com and buy some books. Tell all your friends and neighbors to buy books. Tell your enemies to buy books. I don't care who buys them. I don't care if they hate you, as long as they buy my books. Must be recess or lunchtime. Yeah, it's basically 12, so I guess it's lunchtime at the school there. Kids on the playground, so I'll stay on this side. Try not to take too close a look at kids with the camera as I walk by. You can see them there. This is Connaught School. It was a very old one, built in 1914, but that one was beyond repair, so it was torn down. And now the kids have this brand new fancy one, which I'm sure they actually prefer. The people who were against the old one being torn down were basically parents who went there themselves. And I always say, kids, by the time you've gone at an elementary school, 8 years, which we must be getting close to, there's nobody in the student body that remembers the old school. And the new students like the new school, I'm sure. Yeah, I will need to cross over in order to grab the crosswalk light over there, so let's do that. .13th is where those lights are up there. But I'm going to stay down here because I haven't walked in this part for a little while. In the school zone, I can now go faster than 30 kilometers an hour if I want to. Somehow I don't feel like it today. Be faster than I ever ran in my life. What is a 4-minute mile? I mean, we go sub 4 all the time now, but a 4-minute mile would mean 20 miles an hour. So, fastest sprinter in the world might be able to exceed 30 kilometers an hour briefly. Like a sprinter would be much faster than that. I mean, that is a long race, so they average 20 miles an hour. But a sprinter, 100 yards, and I don't know what the record is now. 8 seconds or something? Call it 8 seconds. Oh, can I do that math in my head? 176 times 8 would be just over 800 seconds for a mile. That can't be right. That's shorter than the 4-minute. That's slower than the 4-minute mile. Must have done something wrong in my head. What is the sprint record? Let's do it the other way around. 8 seconds for 100 yards. Yeah, no, that'd be 17.6. First of all, not 176. So every mile takes about 180 seconds, which is a 3-minute mile sprinting, which is, of course, well, first of all, I did the last one wrong. That's 15 miles an hour for a 4-minute mile, and a sprint is 20 miles an hour. So yeah, maybe briefly the fastest sprint in the world could, let's walk on the path, could exceed the school zone speed limit, but maybe not. If I did the math in my head. I'm really good at math in my head, but some of the blood is being sent elsewhere at the moment. It used to be a nunnery. Now it's condos. Holy Rosary School over there, which is closing, I believe. And then right ahead of us is Holy Rosary Cathedral. Squirrel. In Ottawa, they had black squirrels all over the place. They looked like some sort of bug infestation on the yards because they stand out so much. And they make you think of beetles. But they're not beetles. They are mammals. They're just black. Very black as our cat, who's pretty black. Not sure what they're doing out here. Pipes, some sort of infrastructure upgrade to the cathedral. Whoops, well, I either go around there or I go that way and get trapped, so I have to go this way. 13th Avenue Coffee House over there. It's a very nice coffee house, but it's not one I ever eat in or work in. There's the front of the cathedral, of course. Penny University bookstore is over in that red brick building. I haven't been in there for a long time. Penny University bookstore. She has a big new place, like a second facility, which I also haven't been in. That's a clothing store. Then over there is the Des Arts candy store and ice cream. And some other pretty well kept up older houses along here that all have businesses in them now. And this is Knox United. Used to be Knox Presbyterian at one point, I think. No, sorry, Westminster United. Built in 1912, this building. And a very nice one to sing in. Sung in there a few times, mostly with choirs. Well, I think entirely with choirs. Well, I might have sung, maybe I sang in there helping out their choir once, many, many years ago. I'll be doing that for First Baptist Church at Christmas. I'll be singing in their Christmas concert after singing in their Easter concert back in April. Brandy's is where I often mail stuff. Pacific Fresh Fish is where we get fish. Gale's Forest is where we get flowers. Mercury Cafe over there is where we get a hamburger, if we wanted such a thing. I'll let them go. I am crossing the street, but no reason to hold them up. And coming up here is Safeway, which is where I am going to stop this because I'm going to go in and buy some bread. So, there's also a cheese store over there and a chocolate. Oh, I think the chocolate store is closed after many years, which is too bad. Orange Cafe and Butcher Boy Meats, which is where we get our meat. But we get all our regular groceries here at the 13th Avenue Safeway, and this is where I will stop. So I go there, you can see it says Safeway, product placement. Thanks for walking with me. Bye for now.